One of the most fundamental things I've learned from Carl Jung, the great psychoanalyst, was that we are all embedded in a myth, in a story, and we are all inhabiting an archetype within that myth, within that story. And depending on what archetype we instantiate ourselves inside of that story, we determine how we perceive things, in what manner we interpret those things, and what shines forth towards us. Now, what does this all mean? A myth is a story that we're all embedded in. Remember, our life is always a story. We're always going from point A to point B. That's a story in and of itself. That's a narrative. And an archetype is a character within that story. You always embody an archetype. And this begs the question, well, what archetype are you actually embodying? Now, why is this so unbelievably important? It's important because you perceive the world through the lens of that particular archetype. If you're an avoidant personality, if you imbue yourself with the avoidant archetype, so to speak, you see the world in that lens. You see the catastrophe of your life as something to be avoided and not something to be pursued. But you can always alter that archetype. You can always alter your relationship to the world, and you can then imbue yourself with the characteristics of the heroic archetype. And then the whole world opens itself up to that archetype, to that relationality to reality, if that even makes sense. And then you'll be able to perceive the adventure of your life as not something desirable, but something that must be pursued. You see opportunities everywhere because you're a hero, and you begin to make order out of chaos. You begin to go down into the underworld, slay the dragon, get the treasure, and then return to the overworld, transformed, symbolically speaking, of course. And this also begs the question, like, why the hell are we all impressed by heroic narratives? Why is it that we like Marvel movies or Spider-Man, Superman, and all these archetypal heroes? They are heroes. Or Jesus Christ. Jung identified Jesus Christ as a hero, as an archetype of the heroic archetype. We all admire those figures because they reflect inside of us something that has to be transformed, a will that has to be transformed. And I promise you, if you do not do that, if you do not imbue yourself with the characteristic of a hero, so to speak, to embrace the adventure of your life voluntarily, no matter how difficult it may be, to always be grateful no matter what happens, and to always seek the truth and seek the true good and the beautiful. If you don't do that, your life is going to haunt you for the rest of your days. And that's worth thinking about, man. That's worth thinking about for the rest of your life. So, what story do you worship? It's the fundamental question of reality. Thank you very much. Hope it helped, and God bless you. Thank you.